project flight, but if I land, the airport I fly to gets smaller. We're going to start today's challenge in this, the Boeing 777, which as it turns out is the biggest plane in Project Flight, not the MD-11. We're going to start here, Punta Cana, and we're going to work our way to here, Avroduck. And just to make this challenge a tiny bit harder, we're going to land with a flaps failure every landing. This means we'll have to land at a much faster speed. Anyway, let's get into it. Coming into our beautiful approach into Punta Cana, facing completely the opposite direction, and oh no, a flaps failure. How did that happen? Oh no, the flaps aren't working anymore. Looks like we're gonna have to land a bit faster than usual. In Project Flight, the flaps don't actually have much of an aerodynamical impact on the flight physics, so it's still going to feel incredibly uncomfortable to land. We're going to aim to land around 220 knots. This is going to be easy, and probably quite a good landing as well. We might crash into this Dash 8 in the front of us, unfortunately. To be fair, that was not a great landing, and we're crashing into the Dash 8 in front of us as well. Okay, so that landing kind of sucked, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Now, since we just landed, well, almost crashed, we're going to move on to a slightly smaller airport, London Gatwick. Oh no, another flaps failure. Who saw this one coming? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this weather's looking kind of dark, so I'm just gonna change that quickly. Yay, now I can see. Okay, right, we're going a bit too slow for a flaps failure. Looks like we're gonna crash. This landing's gonna be smooth, I just know it. For a landing with a flaps failure, that wasn't too bad actually. Okay, we're getting worryingly close to the end of the runway, I'm not even lying. If we're struggling to land here, imagine what it's going to be like landing at Arroyo Barril. Arroyo Barril? I don't know. I'll give the landing an 8 out of 10 because it was pretty smooth. Will the next landing be just as good though? The next airport is the Larnaca airport. This approach looks a bit bumpy, but I'm sure we can make it work. In my opinion, the 777 has really good looking landings. I'm talking like better than the A330. Like even if it's a hard landing, it still looks good. I'm just trying to justify that this landing's going to be really hard. And we're landing even faster than we should be, even with the flaps failure. Come on, that was beautiful. I mean, it was late. Don't get me wrong, it was very late. But it was still a very beautiful landing. I'm going to give that landing an 8.5 out of 10. Now we have the Saibau airport. I've had to fly this 777 from Punta Cana. Because if I fly it from Saibau, it will, when you spawn the 777 at the gate, it will literally fall through the floor. Did you know that the Saibau airport is the only airport in Project Flight where you get a landing rating before you've touched down? Whoa, all of a sudden the flaps don't work anymore. Watch, you're about to see a landing rating before we touch down. We're a bit fast. Well, duh. See, did you just say that? We didn't even touch down and it gave me a landing rating. Well, I'm gonna give that landing a 6.5 out of 10. Our next airport is Akrotiri. Guys, can someone tell me how to pronounce the name of this airport here?
Akrotiri.
Akrotiri. If I can remain centerline of this, you guys have to subscribe. Yep, no, that was centerline. You guys had to subscribe now. Yep, amazing. Okay, since that landing wasn't that smooth, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. The centerline was pretty good, but you know. Our next airport is Paphos. Okay, I have to change the time of day again. This is really annoying. Okay, let's see if we can stop, ideally before the end of the runway. Alright, that was pretty decent, to be honest. That was a pretty average landing, 6.8 out of 10, pretty good. Now we have Gran Canaria. I feel like we might actually start to struggle at this airport, because the runways aren't actually that big. Subtle foreshadowing. This approach is a small bit too steep, but you know, we can make it work. Or we might actually do an overrun, I'm starting to get worried now. Oh no. Okay, we've done an overrun. I think yeah, no, these runways are really small. That landing gets a 3 out of 10, because it's not really a landing, it's more of a crash. Now we have Menorca. Air France, oui. We just had to do a 10-hour flight from Larnaca, all for a video, can you believe it? You guys are so lucky to have me. Okay, I appreciate this approach, you know, we're coming at it from a different angle. See what I did there, because it's like we're actually coming from a different angle. Okay, I'm gonna touch down a bit earlier, so then we have more time to slow down. Oh no. We just used up the whole runway, and it was honestly, it was a satisfying landing to watch. Like, it wasn't the smoothest, don't get me wrong, but it was pretty good still. I'm gonna give the landing a 7.5 out of 10. Now onto my favourite airport in Project Flight, Katilla. Katilla is probably one of my favourite airports. It's a shame it's getting replaced in Update 9. It was like when Tiva got replaced. I cried myself to sleep for about a week straight. The runway was actually short there. If I tried to do this challenge in this plane now, I would be... Oh, this is going to be smooth. No, it isn't. That's a lie. That was beautiful. I feel like the brakes in Project Flight has gotten worse. Or is that the effect of having them, like, be almost burn? Like, if that's true, then, like, Project Flight, that's amazing. I'd give that landing an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good. Now we have Cabaroya. Main issue with this next airport is, well, I can't actually see it. The runway is actually really narrow, which means keeping centerline is going to be much more crucial. Otherwise I'll crash into some rando's house and that, you know, I don't think he'd appreciate that. I'm also going, like, too fast. This is the best way to lose speed, by the way. Off topic, but I am so excited for the weather update in Update 9. I will admit, that landing wasn't quite my proudest. I'm genuinely flabbergasted we made that. That landing gets a 6.7 out of 10. And now we have Antoan Summon. Now we're landing into the airport, which apparently isn't the smallest in Project Flight, which I can probably believe that, but, you know, I tried to land a 787 here. I wasn't even trying to do an overrun, and I almost covered, like, twice the distance of the runway. Not that I'm trying to do an overrun this time, but, like, that time I landed at, like, 300 knots, so I think we're fine. This landing is going to be beautiful. It's giving that 767 United landing into JFK. Did you see that? Our plane just went flying. I mean, obviously it's a plane, but like, that landing wasn't that great. 4 out of 10. And now, for the moment 10% of you have been waiting for, Cabaroya Barrel. Thankfully, it's just a U-turn away from Punta Cana. We have the final airport of today, which I'm going to land at 250 knots. Today, I'm engagement bait maxing. Guys, I think there's a plane on the runway. Yeah, there's definitely a plane on the runway. That's worrying. Oh well. We'll simply ignore it. What is it with these tiny airports and having bumps in the runway? This is very unsafe. We've had a small overrun. We are here. The runway is over there. It wasn't quite as bad as my 787, but it wasn't too bad, so I'm going to give it 5 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. We are so close to 1,000 now, which is kind of insane. Also, comment your favourite plane down below. And yeah, thanks for watching.